Hello and welcome to another edition of Cal Conversations. Today I am joined by the Friends of the Center for Active Living. We have Pat Janiak, the president, and Brenda Geller, board member. The Friends group was recognized as a 501c3 in January of 1999. If you are wondering what the Friends of the Cal are and what they do for the Cal, today is the day to pay attention and listen to the show. Welcome, ladies, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Brenda, I know you've been part of the Friends group for quite a bit of time, so I'm going to start with you, and you can tell us what you have done in the past and how long you've been part of the group.
Sure. It's been over 25 years since I have been with this group in some fashion. It started in a basement room of the 130 Court Street building, where it was a bunch of volunteers, some seniors. That was when they were first becoming a 501c3, and we were just trying to find ways to help. And I've been with it in various roles over those years, moving from the 130 Court Street to a temporary at Cordage Park and to the beautiful building that Cal is today. So I've been a volunteer, I've been a board member, I am the past president. Wherever I can help, that's what I'm for. I
love it. And you are such a fixture at the Cal, but you are such an inviting presence. Whatever, everyone's always happy to see you.
Well, it's an honor to work with these seniors.
I think they feel the same way about you. Pat, I know that you are now the incoming president, or you are the current president. And how long have you been with the Friends group?
So I was introduced to the Friends group in 2020 during COVID-19. And this is the start of my 5th year and my first year as president. I've served the last 3 years as vice president.
Is that a normal term, 3 years, or does it just
we kind of went over just because when I came on board as a board member, I didn't get to really see the whole Cal at its, and their functions.
Its best. Is that because of COVID?
Because of COVID.
Gotcha. Okay. Brenda, can you discuss what the Friends do for the Cal?
Sure. So the town of Plymouth, obviously, they take care of the overall running of the Cal, the building, the staff. But everything else that goes on is run, it could be paid by members, it could be paid by sponsors, the programs, the entertainment. And that's what we are. Town employees can't fundraise. We are the fundraising arm. In a different town, it's called the Booster Club. So we're there to help support the seniors in conjunction with the Cal staff and what they feel the seniors need and however we can help. So paying for those, entertainers, those educational programs, things like that.
Gotcha. Pat, does the Friends group have a mission?
Yes. The mission of the Friends is to help them to help the Center for Active Living provide programs and activities and advancing the care for elderly people, seniors in Plymouth.
Okay. So your mission and our mission, the mission of the Cal, runs kind of side by side.
Yes.
So that you,
I would say they intersect as well.
probably.
Yeah.
So since we're the fundraising arm, we are responsible for raising the money to help you run your programs and activities. And in addition to that, we also help seniors on a case-by-case basis to be able to live independently and be able to stay in their homes.
I'm glad you brought that up. And I think you bring up a really interesting point, because if someone needed help with something, they would still come to the center, and they would still meet with our social outreach workers, Lindsay Reich or April Thompson, but they in turn might turn to you and say, XYZ might need some help with paying a bill or purchasing something, that you would step up as a group and help that person get.
Right.
Do you do that often throughout the year? Do you feel like it's a regular event that happens?
I think that Lindsay and April know that we're a resource, and there are other resources as well.
Right.
So
Right.
we're certainly not the first organization they reach out to, but I think we have it in our budget now for smaller things, to get someone out of a jam.
Yes.
How if we can, we meet on it as a board, we review it. We certainly don't know who the senior is.
Right.
It's just a senior in need.
Right.
It's all done anonymously.
And I was going to
For our
just say that
perspective.
confidentiality
Yeah.
is of the most importance. It's just you're presented a case, so to speak,
Right.
and then the group will make a decision on if they can help this
Right.
Yep.
individual at that time. I love it because I find that you guys support me 110%, because I find that I am that person coming to you and presenting different programs, of which have a fee, and I love working with you guys, and I appreciate all that you do for the Cal, because you together, we make our programming amazing. If I did not have you to work with, I would have to turn to the seniors on a very regular basis and ask them to pay for more programming, which we have managed to not do very often, so that they feel like they can still come and participate, and it doesn't break their bank.
So because we're a 501c3 nonprofit, people can donate to us, and we have to use up our money to be able to support the programs at the Cal. So we're not in a position that we would ever refuse something.
And we want the
could help
seniors to
seniors, and we
participate
want
in those
the
programs.
seniors.
Right.
We don't want anyone to miss out on something
Right.
for any, it may seem like a small fee for the, when someone
For
looking
the-
at it for a senior, but it can be the difference between attending or not. And we want to be there to just support them.
And it can make a big difference in their life.
Right. Like, I know for a fact that we have helped people do many different things throughout the years, but we have, with your help, been able to offer people the ability to take art classes, take exercise classes, participate in something that they probably wouldn't have had they not said something. And honestly, what happens is not everybody is comfortable going to Lindsay or April.
Of course.
Sometimes we just overhear a conversation, and we as staff, we talk behind the scenes, and then one of the social outreach workers will approach someone, and it truly has made differences in people's lives, and I think that is something that really makes your heart swell when you know you've given someone the ability to do something that otherwise they wouldn't have been able to do.
And we've all learned over the last 4 years what isolation has
Right.
done for people. And that's the main goal, I'm sure, one of the main goals of Cal and the Friends is getting those seniors out to be amongst their peers, amongst other people, and just having that social interaction. It makes the world of difference.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Without a doubt. The Friends meet on a regular basis. Do one of you want to field out, when do they meet? How do the meetings go? Is the public invited?
The Friends meet on the second Monday of each month, unless there's a holiday, and then we meet on the third Monday of that month. And as we do in February.
Yeah.
All right. Our meetings are open at 12:30. We start. And then when we go into the closed session, it could be anywhere from 1 to 1:15, but everybody's invited.
So 12:30, it's the open meeting with the board and all the members that want to attend
Right.
the meeting. Okay.
And then we are starting this year on March, is it March 24th?
It is
We're
March
having
24th.
the coffee
Right.
for all the Friends members. So we're going to start doing a couple of meetings a year that we have a social meeting that they can interact and talk to each board member and kind of, get a better feel of what
What the Friends does.
the
Right.
Friends does and what they support.
Right. I was talking with Carol Hamilton. I'm not sure what her role is. Is she a secretary?
She is one
She's
of our
secretary.
secretaries.
Secretary. And she was saying, but you do have to be a member of the Friends to come to the breakfast on
breakfast.
Yes.
March 24th. Speaking of that, the Friends group does have a website. It is www.friendsofplymouthcal, all one word, .org. What do you have on this website? Like, are the membership applications there? Does it go beyond the members? Does it give you information of maybe upcoming events?
We are updating, I've sent all the information over to Katie last week for updating the website. So it will have, it now has all the membership information.
Okay.
So they can actually sign up to be a member. Memberships go anywhere from $15 to $150. There are different perks at different levels.
Okay.
It could be discounted activities, discounted pool passes,
Okay.
and something else. We have our Tree of Life on there in addition to the membership.
Yes.
So people have recently been supporting that, and we've realized a lot of donations in the past couple of months on our website. So we're trying to keep that up and active and getting it out to as many people as possible so that we can keep them engaged. We are starting, because I come from a nonprofit background, having worked in the nonprofit field for many years, we are going to start a matching gifts. If somebody's donating $100 and they work for a company that has matching gift program, we can get an extra $100. All right. We're also going to start a planned giving program that's talked about on the website. That if somebody wants to leave us a bequest when they pass, we have the vehicle to accept that.
That is fantastic.
The website is pretty amazing. Thanks to Pat. Pat led that up.
And
It's
eventually
great.
we want to start an endowment so that we know that this can go in perpetuity.
You talked about the Tree of Life, and I don't know if one of you wants to talk a little about it. Sure. It is in the lobby at the Cal, but I know there's a story behind it, and I know it was in Cordage Park. I don't know if it started before Cordage Park or if it was at 130 Court Street.
I don't think it was as far back as 130, but it's just a beautiful way to remember someone in your life that's made a difference, either because they've passed. People want to donate, and that this is their vehicle to donate in in memory of their friend or their loved one. So that information is on the website. There are different levels, and if someone, we've noticed recently that Cal members that have passed on have left instructions to donate to the friends, and it's lovely. So when they all come in, that can be collectively put together towards a leaf to memorialize that person and be forever a part of the Cal.
So that's it. There are leaves on this tree that are gold,
bronze, and silver,
bronze and silver,
Yeah.
and they get engraved with a person's name. It could be in memory of,
Right.
And it
Could be a wedding anniversary, an important wedding anniversary.
right. It is the most. I love that tree,
beautiful.
and everyone always stops to read it. Sometimes we'll even get phone calls asking, did so-and-so's leaf go up? Can you send me a picture? Because everybody doesn't live here, and for a lot of our members, some move before, before the end of their life, but they still want to be memorialized here with us, at the Cal, because we all collectively made such a difference.
And their family members know that, and they
Yes.
recognize it, and they want to give back.
Yeah, it's an incredible thing. Are the Friends looking for volunteers at this point? How does volunteering work for the Friends, and are there board positions that are open?
There is definitely a board
Always
position.
Always looking for volunteers. Isn't every volunteer group out there?
We're looking for a vice president
Okay.
to help me going forward, so I don't end up being president for 4 or 5 years. And we are looking for board members. The more people we have, I don't want to expand the board too much, but I need a nice cross-section of the community so that we know, who we serve and what the needs are. I also think we're looking for more Friends members because they help to support, they're kind of the worker bees sometimes. They may not be worker bees, but they kind of help with special events and kind of do different things, and they want to spread the word. So I think that we're looking for both.
Yeah.
It's true. I chuckle when you say worker bees, but when you do run different events, you do need volunteers. We need people to.
It might even just be someone to be there.
Yes.
It's not a hard lift.
Right.
And certainly if someone doesn't want to do anything other than donate their money, we'll do that too.
yeah.
But just being a part and seeing the programs and giving their feedback, there's so much opportunity to give back to this program.
So there are 3 W's on every board: wealth, workers, and
You forgot the third one. That's okay.
It'll come.
wisdom.
Beautiful. So and
And that balances everybody out.
everybody else. So, could you give us a sneak peek to any of the events that you might be offering this year?
Oh, goodness. You mean as events we're going to sponsor?
Or no, just like I mentioned to Dave when I saw him today, I said, are we doing a flower sale this year? Oh. And he said, I don't know, So I didn't know if you guys had any plans for different events
That's where the volunteers are helpful.
So our last board meeting, I suggested to everyone to bring in their ideas for the February meeting so that we can kind of go through them and figure out which ones we can tackle this year, and which ones we may put off for the next year.
Okay.
And then those ideas, in my mind, would come up as final ideas at the meeting in March.
Okay, so if you are watching the show today and you're thinking about being a friend, after you join and you come to the March meeting, you might want to bring some ideas with you of different events that they might be able to hold so that we can continue to grow this very amazing group. Because I'm sure the ideas don't all come from all of you. I'm sure you're asking the volunteers and the other Friends members, what would you like to have? What would you like to see happen to keep it new? Yes, new and fresh. That's exactly where I was going.
And exciting. You can't repeat the same event year after year because after 2 or 3 years, they're not going to want to come anymore.
That's true.
So you have to always be a step ahead. And I would prefer to see one large event and a couple of smaller events every year so that it doesn't take up 12 months of our time to run these events.
Exactly. And I think it also gives a nice mix and it adds greatly to the programming that we offer at the Cal as, the adjunct programming. And, your programs are amazing. You've done the tea programs in the past, and they've been so well attended. You did do flower sales in the past. They've been amazing. And you are reaching out into the community for help for some things, and the community responds to us.
Yes.
And aren't we lucky that we live in such an amazing place that the community does respond? Which brings me back to something you said earlier, but I couldn't remember what I wanted to say. When you were talking about the board and you were talking about the mix of people, I think what the community needs to know is everybody on the board may not be just a senior in our community, but they're different businesses in our community that also join the board and help offer
contacts and networks and avenues to
Thank you.
reach other people. This isn't an organization of just seniors.
Right.
We're certainly here to support the seniors, but I mean, I think I was in my 20s when I started getting involved.
Right.
So it's a whole wide range. Everyone has something to offer. I think it doesn't have to. You don't have to be a senior.
I think that we have to really work on the networking to get out into the community to let people know. I know the advisory board has senior voices, but there's a lot of people in Plymouth that don't know about the Cal.
That always amazes me.
I know.
And I just naturally assume, having not grown up here, that every area knows they have a senior center and hope that they would be seeking it out. But, I get that regular, hey, I'm not old enough, even though I know they are. Yeah. But I respect it. But I think what the community needs to know is everything we do for the community, with the community, but it's not old people things.
That building was built there next to a high school for a reason.
And we're really lucky because the kids come visit on a regular basis. I say kids, but high school students are teenagers, and they do come once a month. They do discussion groups. We were very entertained by them at Christmas. You know, we're really lucky. You're right. It was built there on purpose for some of the best interactions, and our patrons really love meeting with the students. And it's an amazing discussion. And I think it opens up our teenagers' eyes to different things going on in the community.
It's a great opportunity for them as well. I mean, I started volunteering with seniors in middle school. I don't know that my career would have went this way if I hadn't been introduced to, you know, fascinating seniors so young in life. So Plymouth did a good job with this.
And the seniors need to know that they're still recognized by everybody in the community.
That's it.
That they still have, you know, that their life is not put on hold, that they have purpose.
And they're vibrant still.
And they're vibrant.
It's not a...
I mean,
and
when
that's
I
the name of
watch
the cow.
guys dance at the dance things, it's like
They're amazing.
They have more energy than I do.
Yes. No, it's very, very true. We are coming to the end of our show, and I cannot thank both of you enough for joining me. So I'm going to reiterate our website, which the Friends website, which is www.friendsofplymouthcal.org, all one word. And if you wanted to send an email, you could send that to friendsofplymouthcal@gmail.com. Be patient. Someone isn't staring at the email every day, but there are people, you know, everyone in the Friends group is a volunteer.
Yes.
So they all do their jobs, and they are amazing. Ladies, I can't thank you enough for all you do for the Friends group, but all you do for the Cal and supporting us and making us as wonderful as we are.
It's our pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.